You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 29th of April. Pro-Khalistani chants echo during Canadian PM Trudeau address amid strained ties with India. Pakistan PM Shehbaz Sharif pursues new IMF loan amidst public outcry over inflation. And Bangladesh reopens schools amid scorching heat wave. And now for all the details. Amid weakening ties with India, pro-Khalistani chants were raised during the address of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and opposition leader Pierre Poilievre on the occasion of Vaisakhi, which is also referred to as Khalsa Day in Canada. As Trudeau took stage for this address, the chants of Khalistan Zindabad got louder. Trudeau assured the Sikh community that his government would do anything to safeguard their rights and freedom. The Prime Minister's address came amid brewing diplomatic tensions between India and Canada over the death of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Relations between the two countries deteriorated after Trudeau alleged that the agents working for the Indian government were involved in the assassination of Nijjar. However, prior to the event, the Sikh community also organized a parade during which posters featuring Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh were prominently displayed. The posters bore inscriptions indicating that these ministers were after the death of Nijjar's killing. New Delhi has denied the accusation and has called them absurd. Nijjar, who was designated a terrorist by the NIA in 2020, was shot and killed as he came out of a Gurudwara in British Columbia in June. Security forces launched a search operation this past weekend in a remote village in India's Udhampur district against suspected terrorists believed to have recently infiltrated from neighboring Pakistan. The operation began after a patrolling party of police and village defense guards encountered the suspected terrorist on Sunday in Basantgarh. In the exchange of fire, a village defense guard member, Mohammad Sharif, was critically injured. He later succumbed to his injuries. According to a top official of the Jammu and Kashmir police, two groups of terrorists were believed to be present in the area who have recently intruded into Indian territory. The area was cordoned off and the anti-terror operation was underway till the last reports came in.
हमें आतंकवादियों के होने की एक सूचना मिली, तो उसके बाद में जो सारा एरिया एक्टिवेट किया गया, चूंकि जो सूचना थी वो बहुत स्पेसिफिक नहीं थी। अब जनरल एरिया काफी बड़ा होता है, तो सभी जगह हमने एक्टिवेशन किया, हमने बीडीजीज को एक्टिवेशन किया और हमारी जो बीडीजी जो हमारे एसपीओ के साथ थी, जो हमारे मेंबरान हैं, हमारे पूरे परिवार की, इन्होंने जब इलाके में गश्त की, इलाके में एरिया डोमिनेशन एक्सरसाइज शुरू की, तो उस गश्त में आतंकवादियों ने इन पर हमला किया। जवाबी कार्रवाई हमारी पार्टी ने भी की और उसमें एक हमारा एक साथी उसमें एक शहीद हुआ है और पूरे इलाके की घेराबंदी हमने की है और उसमें सर्च जारी है।
Moving on. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, during a meeting with IMF's Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva, has sought a new IMF loan program to revive Pakistan's economy. However, citizens have expressed their frustration over inflation and high prices, attributing to their financial strain. A report.
In order to put Pakistan's economy back on track, the country's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Sunday met IMF's Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva and discussed a new loan program as current $3 billion standby arrangement expires this month. On the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, Sharif thanked Georgieva for her support to Pakistan in securing the $3 billion standby arrangement from IMF in 2023 that was now nearing its completion. Sharif reiterated his government's commitment to put Pakistan's economy back on track. As the IMF agreements impede growth and exacerbate inflation, citizens of Pakistan have expressed anger due to the high prices of flour and pulses. They lamented that they are unable to afford even basic necessities such as chicken. Pakistan is facing a chronic balance of payment crisis and nearly $24 billion to repay in debt and interest over the next fiscal year, which is 3 times more than its central bank's foreign currency reserves.
गोश्त दूर की बात है कि ना सब्जी खरीद सकते हैं, ना दाल खरीद सकते हैं, ना चावल, यहाँ तक कि आटा तक महंगा हो चुका है कि घर में पकाएं क्या। तो कीमतों के हवाले से अगर आप बात करें, कीमतें आसमानों को छू रही है। हम गरीब आदमी भूखा मर सकता है, कुछ कहा नहीं सकता।
And UNICEF in its latest report has stated that Afghanistan's 23.7 million people, including 12.3 million children, are in the need of humanitarian assistance in 2024. UNICEF stated that only 35% of the required $1.4 billion in aid for children in Afghanistan has been secured. The report attributes the increase in poverty in Afghanistan to long-standing conflicts, climate change, economic recession and rising unemployment. According to the report, from the beginning of 2024 to date, 14,570 suspected cases and 71 deaths from measles have been recorded in Afghanistan. UNICEF says that more than 11,000 of these patients are children under 5-year-old and over 6,000 measles patients are women. The organization urges its humanitarian partners to prioritize the safety of female staff in Afghanistan. Moving on, in a bid to boost ties, China on Sunday announced exempting visa fees for Nepali travelers with effect from May 1. Nepal had been requesting the northern neighbor to exempt visa fees for a long time. The decision follows an agreement reached during Nepal's Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha to China last March. This move aims to promote friendship between the two countries and facilitate mutual visits. Nepal has been waiving visa fees for Chinese nationals since 2016 and has been looking for reciprocal treatment from China. Statistics from NTB show a rising trend in Chinese tourist arrivals in 2024. In March alone, 12,093 Chinese tourists visited Nepal compared to 9,180 in February and 1,436 in January. Meanwhile, schools reopened on Sunday, the first day of the weeks in Bangladesh, despite a continuing heat wave. This reopening comes despite a warning from the weather department about the temperature climbing above 40 degrees Celsius in the days ahead. School administration have said due to the recent holidays to mark Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr, along with the extended leave for the heat alert, academic activities have been hampered. We will try our best to catch up till the government provides the next directive, principal of the girls' school said. The country's education department have said daily assemblies will not be held until further notice, and the portion of school activities held outside the classroom and exposed to sunlight will be limited. However, parents are still worried about the health of their children.
না বাচ্চা আমার ছোটটা তো আগে ছুটি হয়ে যায়, বড়টার দেরিতে ছুটি হয়, বসে থাকে, অনেক কষ্ট। মানে আমার বাসা আরো দূরে, অনেক কষ্ট। গরম, পুরা গরমে আসতে হয়, আবার পুরা গরমে যাইতে হয়, রাস্তায় প্রচুর গরম। আমার বাসে যাতায়াত করতে হয়, অনেক গরম।
Amidst ongoing ethnic tensions in Manipur, a beacon of hope emerges with the Assam Rifle Center of Educational Excellence in Ukhrul, which brings together 37 girls from Meitei, Kuki and Naga communities under roof for coaching to become doctors. The initiative by the Assam Rifles provides shelter, education and unity, a message that the students see as the answer to the conflict.
With almost a year of ethnic clashes and sporadic violence in Manipur, a story of hope has come from the northeastern state. Students from both Meitei and Kuki communities have come under one roof, pursuing their dreams to become doctors. At Assam Rifle Center of Educational Excellence in Manipur's Ukhrul, 37 girls from different ethnic tribes including Meitei, Kuki and Naga have been provided shelter and educational opportunities, preparing them to achieve their career goals. Opened in collaboration with NIDEO, a non-governmental organization, the center is offering a ray of hope to the distressed candidates who say that unity and education are the only solutions to the conflict in the state. The students say that even though they belong to different tribes, they don't feel any difference there, and all of them have become each other's family. In a statement, the Assam Rifles lauded the students and said the decision to join the Centre of Educational Excellence is one of the most courageous steps. The girls have dared to take this step and dream, making their dreams a reality irrespective of the circumstances. The RC is committed to nurturing their courage, shaping their dreams and ensuring their success, the paramilitary force added.
एजुकेशन से बदलाव आएगा।
तो आपको क्या कहेंगे कि फ्यूचर किस में है, मणिपुर का फ्यूचर किस में है आपका?
हाँ, मणिपुर का फ्यूचर जो छोटे छोटे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं ना वहीं पर बिलोंग करता है, क्योंकि जब जब वो अच्छा करेगा तब तब सबके माइंड में वो पॉजिटिव फीलिंग आएगा। जब जब हम पढ़ाई करेंगे, जब जब हम नॉलेज गेन करेंगे, तब तब ही हमें अच्छा पॉजिटिव माइंड, हमारा पॉजिटिव माइंड होगा।
That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.